out a starting line of Andy and Walter Schmetzer, along with Rui Filguera, Desmond Armstrong, and John Stolmeyer. Defending the net to our left for San Diego, Jim Gorsick having a great year. 3.24 goals against average. He is 15-4 on the year. Gorsick has won 12 of his last 13. Starting line for San Diego, Paul Dougherty with Jacques Ladouceur, George Fernandez, Kevin Crow, and Fernando Clavillo. Here's a steal. Clavillo left side to Ladouceur, and the pass is behind him. Good break for the Sockers, 3-on-1. Here's Jacques again off the boards. Clavillo toe pokes it back to the red line as the Sockers from the opening kickoff get a great opportunity to score. Now Segota comes onto the field for the first time tonight, immediately gives the ball away, and Rui Filguera will take it behind his own red line for the Cleveland Force. Played back for Nogueira. He'll pick up in the goal to our right. Cleveland moving right to left to start this first period. Sockers attacking left to right. Nogueira, ball to center, taken there by Andy Schmetzer. Desmond Armstrong, the second-year player out of Maryland, and a fine defender, comes back to midfield to collect it for Cleveland. Now he sends a right foot pass across the line to Filguera. Give and go. It goes into the right corner for Andy Schmetzer. Andy, or make that Walter. I know I'm going to get those confused tonight. Walter's number 4, Andy's number 22. Here's Andy, 22, back to brother Walter. They're twins and brothers of Brian Schmetzer. Back in front, Kevin Crow sticks a leg out, knocks it away from Andy Schmetzer. Now Filguera keeping it going for Cleveland inside the San Diego zone. Comes in front to Andy Schmetzer. To the right for Filguera. 25 feet from the goal. Nice move to the left. Then Dougherty knocks it away. Comes back to Walter Schmetzer. He'll play it over across to the left point for John Stolmeyer. Uses the big left foot shot. Rebound hit high. Comes back to the left side. Filguera poking it out for Stolmeyer again. Cleveland putting on some pressure here in the first period. They're holding the ball. Finally taken away by Dougherty and scooped to Jim Gorsick. Sockers will get some tired players off the field here as Ladouceur sprints to the bench. Segota shakes off a defender in midfield. Here's Bronco up the middle, playing it to Dougherty. Shoots off the post, and Hermes nearly converted the rebound as Dougherty nails a left footer off the post. Back to Bronco Segota at the red line, who set up that play. Makes a run past Brian Bliss, who gets it on the way back. Here's Bronco to Dougherty, and his left footer is blocked by Stolmeyer. In comes Schmetzer. He'll knock it toward the goal, but then is called for a foul. That was Brian Schmetzer of San Diego, and that's the first foul of the game. Well, Cleveland have certainly had the ball longer through 2 minutes and 7 seconds, but the Sockers have had 2 glorious scoring opportunities. It's still 0-0 here in the first period at the Sports Arena. Brian Bliss, another one of the college graduates on this Cleveland Force team. This is a franchise that has really used the MISL draft to stock itself the last 3 or 4 years with young talent. We'll talk more about it throughout the broadcast. Here's McAllis at center. Ahead to Raffaele Rotolo. Crosses the red line. In front for Hermes. Back for Rafi. Ran the wrong way on the give and go. And coming back for Cleveland is number 18, their newest addition to the lineup, Glenn Lurie, another college graduate from Seattle Pacific. In midfield, it's Benny Dargle up to midfield for Pasquale DeLuca. Dargle gets it back beyond his own red line, now plays it to the left for Brian Bliss. Bliss to center now, has Lurie wide to the right. Lurie calling for the pass, but Bliss will hold it. And play to the right for Dargle. From center, it comes in for Gino DeFlorio. Goes to the corner with McAllis, plays it back out to the point for Dargle. Dargle on the run. Stopping 45 feet from goal, trying to play it in for Lurie, who was blocked away by Brian Schmetzer. Comes back, though, to Bliss in the high slot. 11:45 to go in the first period, no score, but Cleveland playing a good ball control offense. And DeLuca finally trying to work a give and go with Lurie, gives it away, and Gorsick will stop it in the penalty area to our left of the Sockers. Sockers tonight in their home white jerseys, navy shorts, gold socks, blue and gold lettering and trim, their score uniforms from American Soccer Company. Schmetzer, that is Brian, a left foot pass into the Cleveland zone. Nogueira playing it a little calmly off the back wall. In comes Rotolo, gets a rebound into the slot. A shot by Julie V rolls off the post and comes back to Nogueira, who quickly fires it upfield, but right to Gus McAllis, who will knock it back to Gorsick. He'll send it upfield again. Here's V accepting the pass. Nice bicycle kick on a pass for Wilhelms. Ralph wasn't expecting it, couldn't collect it, and it goes back to Nogueira, but a great no-look pass by V. Now here's Ladouceur on a steal and a collision in midfield. Shot comes to the red line alone. Now there'll be changes as Schmetzer and Fernandez go to the bench. On come Clavillo and Segota for the Sockers. No score. We've played 4.5 minutes here in period 1. Bronco crossing the red line, left wing side. Has Ladouceur with him in the zone. Shot out of the corner. Comes off a defender. Back to Nogueira in the Cleveland goal. Nogueira came over to Cleveland this past offseason in the trade that sent Chris Vaccaro to the Chicago Sting. And right now, that trade looking pretty good for both these teams. Nogueira playing well this year, 6th overall in goals against. Vaccaro is 7th. Nogueira all the way to the red line, falls. Here's Segota, an open net. Getting back as a defender. Bronco shoots it wide. The rebound, Clavillo misses. Ladouceur trying to settle it. Dougherty shoved down in the penalty area. No foul given as the goalkeeper, Nogueira, is down in midfield and injured. And here's the bad news if you're Timo Liakoski, head coach at Cleveland, your backup goalkeeper isn't dressed. Paul Dougherty was shoved down in the penalty area from behind, and there should have been a call right there. He was obviously brought down from behind. Should have been a penalty kick, but it wasn't called. What they did blow was a whistle to let the trainer come out and have a look at Nogueira, the goalkeeper, who's all the way past his red line, almost to center, and he's hobbling badly with his left ankle injured. We'll get another look at it on our replay here, try and describe it again. Nogueira came to the red line and then stumbled due to no one's fault but his own. He tried to make a move around Jacques Ladouceur and turned his ankle on the AstroTurf. And now the Cleveland Force in a quandary here. Their backup goalkeeper is P.J. Johns, but they did not dress one tonight. And here, 4 minutes and 53 seconds into this game, they are going to either have to go with Nogueira, who's obviously hurt, or bring someone else onto the field. We have a timeout here, and we will take a short break. 10:07 to go in the first period. Scoreless here on 69 Extra Goal. Back live to the sports arena. I'm Randy Hahn. It's scoreless here in the first period, and the Cleveland Force have lost their goalkeeper, Victor Nogueira, for how long we don't know. In the meantime, number 4, Walter Schmetzer, who has played 10.5 minutes this year as an extra attacker, comes on as the goalkeeper for the Cleveland Force. So he will now defend the net to our right while they work on Nogueira on the Cleveland bench. So you run the risk of this happening when you dress only one keeper, and Nogueira comes out early in the game. And now the Cleveland Force have a defender out there, and here's Segota with Dougherty. Open net chance. He'll shoot it, and Schmetzer makes the save as Schmetzer was venturing out halfway to the red line. You got to stay back there and play goal if you're going to play goal. And they want him to stay back. He's out there like a 6th attacker. Just stay back and play goal, they're saying to him from the bench. Kevin Crow back in the other end now, trying to clear it out for San Diego with help from Clavillo. Then it hits the referee. Finally, Fernando will hit a high one back to Jim Gorsick. Speaking of the officials, our senior is Essie Bahamas. Here's a great ball up for Paul Dougherty. He's knocked down along the side by Schmetzer. Number 22, Andy. No foul given. Crow heads it back in from center on the clear by the goalkeeper. Desmond Armstrong trying to bump it past Segota and does. In comes Brian Schmetzer. Foul called, and it's against Cleveland. Francis Ocaro bumping with Brian Schmetzer, drawing the first Cleveland foul of the game. We'll try and get an injury report on the Cleveland goalkeeper, Victor Nogueira. Here's McAllis right side on the attack. Shot off the wall, rebound, Dougherty after it, but it's cleared out by Walter Schmetzer. Back to the red line for Segota. Brian Schmetzer now in midfield. Back to Bronco on the right. He's the last man back. Ahead to Dougherty. With his back to the goal, he'll lay it off at center for McAllis. Play back in for Bronco. Off his shoulder, sticks the leg out, collides, and there's going to be a foul, San Diego. Free kick for Cleveland in the penalty area. They say Bronco came in with a dangerous kick. A little debatable there. Either way, it'll be Cleveland ball on the restart. Second foul against San Diego. We're live in the first period, no score. Cleveland's goalkeeper out with an injury. They don't have a backup dressed, so young Andy Schmetzer is the backup. Here's Hermes down the left side, into the middle for Ralph Wilhelms. Couldn't control it. And back will come John Stolmeyer for the Cleveland Force. Stolmeyer center, playing a long ball up for Glenn Lurie. Lurie goes into the corner with Schmetzer, trying to draw it out. It comes off Brian Schmetzer. Hermes is back defensively to clear it to Jim Gorsick. Both teams making changes now as Brian Bliss comes on for Cleveland, Rotolo for San Diego. One other game tonight, 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Minnesota leading Kansas City 5-4. Big game from Cleveland's standpoint. Here's a long pass by Rotolo, played in for Juan Hermes, kicked out by Schmetzer. All the way back to the red line. McAllis will collect it there and bump it to Jim Gorsick. Gorsuch rolls it up the left wing again for Brian Schmetzer. He'll stop at center under pressure from Brian Bliss. Schmetzer still holding it. Bliss digging in, trying to dispossess him of the ball. Brian still holding it, shielding the ball away, using his body well. Finally clearing it back to Jim Gorsuch at our left. Now Schmetzer on the field with McAllis defensively. V, Ruotolo, and Hermes up front. Juan Hermes with a 23-game consecutive point-scoring streak. Had a goal here on, what was it, Saturday night, make it Sunday night against St. Louis. Here's Ruotolo down the right side. Schmetzer backs up into the net. Raffi trying to play it off the corner, but it comes to Rui Filgueira, and he's fouled by Ruotolo, and that's the third San Diego foul of the period. Quick change by San Diego as Clavillo comes on to spell Brian Schmetzer. Here's Brian Bliss. Right side of his own zone for Cleveland. Tries to play it upfield. It's off Julie V's leg and out of play. And we have a timeout on the field. We'll break for 1 minute. 7:08 to go here in period one. San Diego nothing and Cleveland nothing here on 69 Extra Gold.
Are about to win. Trying to come onto the field at halftime with a set of 4 Goodyear tires for their car. If you haven't already done so, check underneath your seats, in the back underneath portion of your seat. You are one of the lucky 80 fans chosen at random to participate in the Goodyear Kick for Tires contest at halftime. You'll find a special winner's letter taped under your seat with instructions on what you need to do to participate in the contest at halftime.
Check.
If you find one of the winner letters, please report to the tunnel area at the bottom of the Arena Club stairway in the North Concourse with 5 minutes to go before halftime. Look under your seats for that winner letter, and we'll kick for Goodyear tires at halftime. And as part of tonight's great 94.9 and K-Light evening with the Sockers, all K-Light winners are asked to look under your seats as well. If you find that K-Light sticker under your seat, take it to either Ken Bauer or Ashley Gardner, and you'll win one of many great prizes from 94.9 and K-Light. Like rock with less talk.
Get me an injury report, too. Randy Hahn back live at the sports arena. While we were away, Victor Nogueira, Cleveland's goalkeeper, helped off the field, and he looks to be in bad shape. I doubt if we will see him again tonight. His left ankle badly turned early in the game, and Cleveland now playing with Walter Schmetzer in the nets. Ball at center as we're scoreless in this first period. Kevin Crowe tracking it down. Foul situation as San Diego with 3, Cleveland with 1. Here's Clavillo at his own red line as the Sockers hope to extend a 5-game winning streak tonight. Played in for Kevin Crowe too far. Comes back to center. Ruotolo trying to jam it in, but it'll go out of play. Come back in San Diego ball as it deflected off a Cleveland player just before going out. V's at the far side now, standing over it. Midway into Cleveland territory, right along the wall. Hermes out there with him, along with Ruotolo, Clavillo, and Crowe. Comes out to Hermes at the top of the red line. Leaves it there for Clavillo at the right side. Across the field now for Kevin Crowe. Hermes heads to the front of the net. Here's Fernando against Gino DeFlorio. Leaves it back for Julie V. Now played in for Hermes, trying to settle it for Ruotolo. Dropped a pass for him, but Raffi, thinking otherwise, ran away from it. And DeFlorio now accepts it from the goalkeeper Schmetzer. Back to Benny Dargle, number 15. Dargle behind his own red line, ahead for Brian Bliss at the other line. Tracked down in midfield by Wilhelms, who kicks it out of play over the far boards. Right into the Cleveland player bench. Comes back in for Spall with 6:09 to go in the period. The word on Victor Nogueira, the preliminary word, a possible rupture of his Achilles tendon. If that's the case, he's out for the year. Maybe longer. Could be, that sometimes can be a rupture of the Achilles tendon. That could be a 2-year injury. The news keeps getting worse for the Cleveland Fours. Injury after injury after injury. Here's Gino DeFlorio from long distance. Shot blocked by Fernandez. Here's McAllis trying to get it ahead for Wilhelms. He does. Ralph in midfield sending it up the right side for Fernandez. Double team there. Now knocked down. Gets back up. No foul. And Cleveland work it back to their defense. John Stolmeyer. Stolmeyer, the second-year player out of Indiana University. Rookie of the Year in the MISL last season. had a great year. 8 goals, 10 assists, 18 points, but played very well defensively and was pretty consistent too. Played in 48 of the 52 games. Ball loose at midfield. Here's Wilhelms for San Diego, playing it back for Gus McAllis. 5:24 to go in the opening period. Ladouceur takes it at center, drops it to his right for Schmetzer. Soccer's looking for a change, and Segota comes on now. So does Dougherty. Here's McAllis to his right for Schmetzer. No score with 5:11 to go in the period. Bryan under pressure from Stolmeyer, plays it out to the right for McAllis. Now he'll send it to the red line for Segota. Bronco working against Andy Schmetzer, plays it to the left for Ladouceur. Shock into the front of the penalty area. Segota takes it there, but then loses it. O'Caro will clear it back for Walter Schmetzer in the Cleveland goal to our right. Schmetzer almost out to the red line for Cleveland, sends it ahead. Here's a break for Rui Felguera. He's got another Schmetzer with him. Felguera shot off the wall. The rebound headed away by Ladouceur as Andy Schmetzer came in, and now it's kicked out of play by the Soccer's Jim Gorsick, and they are going to bring it to the top of the D, saying he intentionally cleared it out. Looked to me like he was trying to use the curvature of the glass in that corner to our left far side, but they bring it to the top of the D. Here's a free kick for the Force. And look for Stolmeyer to take this. He's got the booming shot. Desmond Armstrong over the ball. Now he goes to the right. Lurie settles it and loses it. Here's Segota on a break, starting at his own red line, trying to go past Desmond Armstrong, who cuts in front of him. That'll be obstruction against Cleveland. Good job by Armstrong as he cuts Segota off and picks up only the simple foul. Otherwise, Bronco's got a breakaway if he doesn't do something there, because there's not too many people that Bronco can't outrun. It's not a quick sprint for Segota. It's a long, powerful run. Here's Clavillo for San Diego, playing it in for Dougherty, knocked away. Glenn Lurie comes back out for Cleveland. Lurie originally the first-round draft pick last year of Tacoma, but they traded him for Cleveland for the Bernie James Peter Ward deal. Lurie, a 3-time NCAA Division II champion at Seattle Pacific. Another product of that fine, outstanding program there, and really another Pacific Northwest graduate, of which there have been many, including the entire Schmetzer clan. Here's DeLuca for Cleveland, to his right for Lurie, can't control it, and it's cleared back toward the San Diego net by Clavillo. Gorsick stops it, sends it back forward for Fernando. A scoreless tie with 3:52 to go here in the first period. Long pass played in for Segota. Schmetzer diving, heads it away, but it comes back to Bronco from Hermes. Segota at the far boards now in the Cleveland zone, knocks it back to center for Clavillo. Fernando up to the red line, to his left for Hermes. Waddle send it into the box for Segota, back to Clavillo, back to Bronco, to Clavillo, and he misses a diving header as Schmetzer came off the line. Brian Bliss in the corner for the Force, trying to knock it back. Almost had it intercepted. Now Andy Schmetzer working his way to center for DeLuca. He's got a man open on the left. If he can get him the pass, he does. Gino DeFlorio settles it on the left. Now Crow comes in. DeFlorio shoots through the legs of Kevin. Nice shot, but it went wide about 5 feet. Back to Pasquale DeLuca. Make it Gino DeFlorio. Back to center for Brian Bliss. Cleveland attacking the net to our left with 3 minutes to go in the opening period. Into Schmetzer, his shot, left footer, high and out of play. This will be San Diego ball on the goal kick. We'll take a short timeout with 2:59 to go in the first period. Scoreless here on 69 Extra Gold.
Souvenir booths and all entrances. All San Diego County 7-Eleven stores for only $2.
Jim Gorsick with the ball in the penalty area for San Diego. Up to center now, where it's intercepted by Benny Dargle. Dargle, number 15 for Cleveland, across the red line. Right foot shot, blocked by Crow. Julie V will get the rebound. Quickly sends it up. Great ball! Here's Kevin on a breakaway. Moving in, shoots, and hits it way wide. Rebound cleared out of the net by Felguera, as Crow had a breakaway on the right-hand side on a great pass from Julie V. And I've not seen Julie pass the ball much better than that. Beautifully passed on the near side. Again, another no-look, as he had to hurry it up, and he banked it off the near wall and hit Kevin on the run with a wall pass. Intentionally cleared out by Cleveland, so now San Diego with the top of the D. Ruotolo over the ball, has Hermes to his right. To his left are Brian Schmetzer and McAllis, and V's up in the goal crease. No score. Big dead ball situation. Hermes, the shot, and it's rejected, as Ruotolo pushed the pass to his right for Watt. Gorsick comes out to center, plays it to the left for Ruotolo trying to get past Francis O'Caro. Can't, and O'Caro will settle it for Benny Dargle. Ahead to center for Filguera. Checked by Schmetzer and fouled by Schmetzer. And now Filguera goes down holding his face. And that's foul number 4 against San Diego, and they will bring the San Diego trainer out now to look at Rui Filguera as the Cleveland trainer. Aaron Galpert is already attending to Victor Nogueira. And Filguera gets up, limping. And Timo Liakoski and his assistant Jay Hoffman look on from the bench, just shaking their heads. More injuries. This time Filguera done in by Brian Schmetzer. There was a foul on the play, the Sockers' 4th. So Filguera will go to the bench, get a little treatment from whoever he can. He looks like he'll be all right to return, though. So now it's Cleveland ball at center. Benny Dargle over it, playing it to the right for O'Caro. We were wondering where Francis O'Caro is from. He's from Nigeria, Lagos. Same hometown as Addy Coker. Here's a steal for Cleveland. In front of Brian Bliss, and he had Gorsick one-on-one, and he shot it wide to the left. Comes back to midfield. Dargle playing it in for Bliss, but goes all the way back to Gorsick. Cleveland holding their own here in the first period, shutting the Sockers down. No score with 2 minutes to go in the first period. McAllis back on the left side of defense for San Diego, jogs up to the red line, trying to play it forward, had it blocked by Bliss. Now gets it second time to Julie V. He tried to leave it for Gus, intercepted by Michael King. King sends it in left side for Lurie. Lurie with Bliss. Nice move by Lurie around Gus McAllis. Off the wall, and trailing is Bliss, but it's kicked out of play by Ruotolo. Here's the word on Victor Nogueira. Torn Achilles tendon. They will operate on him immediately. He is out 8 to 10 months. Tragic news for the Cleveland Force. Nogueira did it to himself. There was no one around him. Well, there was a player near him, but he did it on his own. And he's gone for the rest of this year and for a good part of next year. Corner kick Cleveland now, near side. Desmond Armstrong over the ball. Has Stolmeyer set up for the shot. He lets it go, but he shanks it wide to the right. DeLuca on the rebound. Punches one off the carpet, comes up into Jim Gorsick's hands. He'll settle it down in front of the penalty area. Up to McAllis, who will look forward now, finds Ruotolo running in midfield. He'll work it up for Segota. Bronco now in the attacking zone, marked closely along the far wall, trying to draw it out, and he's knocked down by Michael King. No foul blown, and Segota has something to say to the officials on his way back down. Down the other way, a shot from long distance by Lurie is wide. In the corner goes Michael King after the rebound. Ladouceur, a nice sliding tackle to take it away from him, and now Ralph Wilhelms back in his own zone, settling it for Jacques Ladouceur. A minute left in the period, no score here at the Sports Arena. Hope you're enjoying the action on 69 Extra Gold. We'll be back on the air Friday from Kansas City. Short 2-game road trip for the Sockers. Casey on Friday, LA Sunday. McAllis playing a ball left side, trying to find Dougherty, but it'll leave the playing surface out of play over the far wall and come back in. Kick in Cleveland with 44 seconds to go. Update now on that game, Minnesota-Kansas City. They're in OT, 5-5 as Kansas City, and I'm assuming it was with a 6th attacker because Minnesota had a 5-4 lead with 3 minutes. They tied it, so they're in OT. Minnesota and Kansas City tied at 5. Here it's scoreless. Cleveland working the ball to center. Off ahead and back down to Segota. He'll play it to Clavillo, who gave it away to Gino DeFlorio. Takes a bad hop off the boards for DeFlorio, and Clavillo will recover and clear it back for Juan Hermes. 30 to go in the period, no score. Here's Clavillo to center, up the right side for Segota. Has Dougherty deep in the left corner. Bronco will take on DeFlorio. Shoot, right foot, deflects off the defender. Bronco goes to the corner, trying to settle it. Triple team back there, works it out of the boards. Dougherty a shot, and that hits Desmond Armstrong and goes wide. McAllis on the rebound. Dougherty shoots, and a left footer way up high into the seats. And that will be goal kick for Cleveland. So Dougherty has a bouncing ball to contend with. Also had an open man, Segota, but elects to shoot. And it'll go out of play. Now goal kick Cleveland with 12 seconds remaining in the period. Cleveland's average age on this road trip, 24.3 years. They are the youngest team in the MISL. They have 4 rookie or first-year players on this trip and 6 second-year players. And now their starting goalkeeper for tonight at least is out. Here's Francis O'Caro, has a man open in front of the net, and at the buzzer he plays it into the penalty area where Andy Schmetzer almost had a chance were it not for Jim Gorsick diving off the line to grab it. Well, the Sockers do not look that impressive in a first period when they faced a non-goaltender. It's scoreless after 15 minutes here on 69 Extra Goal. We'll be back after this.
During the second quarter, for your chance to win a set of 4 tires valued at up to $1,000 from Goodyear at halftime. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an injury report on Cleveland goalie Victor Negura. He has a torn Achilles tendon. He is out for the season. Time now for the MetLife kick-on-goal contest. Each contestant will have 1 shot to kick the ball into the open net. And just for trying, each contestant will receive a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi. If their kick is good, they'll win a copy of Soccer Shootout, the original MISL home video soccer game from Lionsgate Incorporated. Our first contestant tonight, Debbie Brock. Let's see if Debbie can win the MISL home video. Debbie is live to the left for Ryan Bailey on his birthday. So happy birthday, Ryan. He might have himself a birthday gift. No, he's not going to make it. Chad Burlingame, our next contestant. Okay, Monica Avila. Let's see if Monica can be our winner. Nope. Looks like that one's off to the right. Grant Burlingame. Grant, let's move it up to the red line. At least we are 0 for 4, Grant. Your chance to win soccer shootout. He's a lefty. Just wide. Grover Shemus. Okay, Grover. Okay, Grover, you show him where you, right there, he says. Okay. Looks pretty good. Oh, just off the left, a good try by Grover Shemus. That's the MetLife kick-on-goal contest. Remember,
We played a period here at the San Diego Sports Arena, and it's a scoreless tie between the Sockers and the Cleveland Force. Out of town, they're in overtime with Minnesota and Cleveland in a 5-5 tie in Kansas, Minnesota and Cleveland. Minnesota and Kansas City in a 5-5 tie in Kansas City. First quarter stats, San Diego out shooting Cleveland 4-1. 2 block shots for the Sockers, 3 for the Cleveland Force, and 1 save for the Cleveland goalkeeping duo of Noguera, who is injured and out for the year now, and Walter Schmetzer. Jim Gorsuch not forced to make a save in that opening period of play. We're set to go with period 2 now. Sockers send out Dougherty, V, and Ladouceur along with Schmetzer and Crow. San Diego defending the net to our right and attacking right to left. Cleveland send out Michael King, Andy Schmetzer, John Stolmeyer, Francis O'Carroll, and Desmond Armstrong. Here's Brian Schmetzer for the Sockers. Cross to the right side of midfield for Kevin Crow. Now Schmetzer will make a run. Crow will send him the ball. Left foot pass comes off the near wall. Both Schmetzer and V go after it. Julie brings it in to Schmetzer in front. He shoots, and his brother kicks it out. Back to Ladouceur, and he scores! Well, it was brother against brother right there, as Brian Schmetzer goes down the middle of the field on a pass from Julie V. His brother, Walter, blocks it, and on the rebound, Jacques Ladouceur puts it in. And I should point out, we are witnessing history here tonight. In fact, we did on that shift, and we are again right now. It's the first time ever that all 3 Schmetzer brothers have been on the field at the same time. And it happened on that goal. They'll remember it. Cleveland now kicking it back into the San Diego zone to our right. Here's Francis O'Carroll settling it for Desmond Armstrong. Talk about some numbers for a second-year player. Here's Armstrong, right side shot off the wall. Gorsuch made his move, but it wasn't on target. And now Hermes commits a foul back in the zone, and this will be a free kick Cleveland. Armstrong has 25 points this year, coming out of a defensive position. 9 goals, 16 assists. Cleveland shot block. Here's the rebound, and a drive by Schmetzer. The rebound headed in by Michael King as Gorsuch gives up the big rebound and had no defensive support to try and clear it. So Michael King quickly ties things up here, and we're not even a minute into the second period. Shot from long distance was blocked. Hermes couldn't get the rebound, and then Gorsick was left to fend for himself on the right side of defense, or to the left of him as we look at it, as nobody picked up the oncoming man. And it was Kevin Crows to pick up, or Dougherty, take your pick. So we're tied at 1 as Ladouceur gets his 7th, and King comes back with his 5th of the year for Cleveland. 1-1 our score. Here's McAllis now as we're back underway at center. Gus sends a right foot cross into the attacking zone. Hermes trying to play it off the wall, but Brian Bliss is there for Cleveland. They're still digging away in the corner to our left, and now the foul called. It's handball against Wad Hermes as it's played back into the goal for Walter Schmetzer. Schmetzer, long pass upfield, nice throw. Comes to Glenn Lurie, number 18. Nice move around McAllis. Lurie into the corner. Nice spin around a move. Beat the veteran McAllis. Now plays a nice bending pass to the right point for Benny Dargle. Into the corner for Bliss. Back out to Dargle. In front, Lurie trying to turn on McAllis. Does first time, now forced into the corner. Shoots it high. And out the backside is Clavillo to get the rebound for San Diego. But Cleveland looking all right offensively here in a game where they are without their top 5 scorers. All out with injury, and now they lose their goalkeeper in the first period here. If you just joined us, we were 4 minutes into this game when Victor Noguera came out of his goal and tried to run up the right side and turned his ankle and ruptured his Achilles tendon, out for the year. Here's Lurie at center, drops a pass for Benny Dargle. He'll send it up the left wing side for Pasquale DeLuca. DeFlorio goes into the penalty area for San Diego. He'll take the pass on the right side boards now. Goes into the corner against McAllis. DeFlorio turning, still holding it. Now looks for an open man, gets it to Brian Bliss on the right side. Bliss shoots, trying to roof it, and that one skims out of play. And the Sockers looking shaky defensively. That time, Hermes and Segota were the last men back as Clavillo and McAllis were out of the play, and Bliss nearly put one into the roof of the net. And the Sockers have to get themselves organized in the back. 12:40 to go here in the second period. Want to remind you that the Sockers and Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company of San Diego are offering a new ticket package. It's called the Pepsi 6-Pack, and you can pick any 6 of the remaining home games. You'll pay only $66, and you'll also receive a coupon good for any 6-pack of a Pepsi-Cola product. Just call the Sockers at 224-GOAL for more information on that. You also get playoff ticket priority after the full and mini season ticket holders. San Diego ball in midfield. Paul Dougherty had it, lost it. Now Schmetzer jams it back in. Ladouceur after the rebound, but it's cleared by Andy Schmetzer of the Cleveland Forts. Schmetzer, Andy, number 22, is the higher scoring of the two brothers on Cleveland. 13 goals, 5 assists for him. His brother, who's in goal, has been injured, banged up most of the year, has only 1 assist. Here's Dougherty at center. Give and go with Ladouceur into Julie V. Julie looking to get it back to Paul, who slowed up his run. Then he's tripped up by Desmond Armstrong. That'll be a foul, Cleveland. Here's the final. Minnesota loses in overtime. Final score 6-5 Kansas City. So Cleveland will be looking for a win here tonight to try and clip a game off Minnesota's lead in the East. It's currently a 4-game lead. Here's V to Crow. Right foot shot off the defender Armstrong. Out of play, and this will be corner kick San Diego. It'll come from the corner spot to our left with 11:56 to go here in the second period. That game tonight in Kansas City, that's where we will be on Friday night. Our pregame show at 7:25 Friday. If you're on Southwestern Cable, you can see that game live at 6 o'clock Friday night, part of the FNN score package. And our thanks to Southwestern Cable for freeing up Channel 36. Soccer's game from Kansas City live, Channel 36 on Southwestern at 6 o'clock. We'll have it here at 7:25. On the restart, Hermes' shot went off the post as it was deflected on the feed from Julie V. And now the Sockers bump it back to center. Brian Schmetzer there to clear it to Gorsick. He'll hit Julie V. Perfectly taken by number 22 up at center. Now he'll come to the red line, work at right point for Rotolo. He'll bump it back for Schmetzer. A bouncing ball for Brian. Finally settles it. Finds Hermes to his left. Wad will chip it in for Julie V. Controlling it with the left foot. Now back down to the right. Rotolo took a shot from 25 feet. It was rejected. Brian Schmetzer up at the red line is bumped by Michael King and then clears it back for Gorsick. Again, the scoring in this period only 30 seconds apart. Ladouceur at 21 seconds and then King at 51 seconds. Brian Schmetzer got the assist on the San Diego goal. Andy Schmetzer the goal on the assist on the Cleveland goal. And here's Gorsick in the front of the San Diego penalty area, plays it to his left for Michael King and played it behind Schmetzer. Bryan will get to it and clear it back again for Gorsick, who lets it roll to the front of the penalty area. Now he sends it to center for McAllis. Soccer's still playing with a lot of injuries themselves. We'll get into that. Here's V heading it into the penalty area, but nobody trailing for San Diego. Now Schmetzer will knock it up to midfield. Running onto the pass is Gino DeFlorio, cleared away by Clavillo. Nice defensive play by Fernando. Here's Raffaele Rotolo controlling it, playing it back into his own zone. And Clavillo will bump into Gorsick as the Sockers are having troubles tonight on offense, facing an injury-riddled Cleveland team. Here's Segota taking a pass at center, trying to flip it up. Looked like it went off the hand of Pasquale DeLuca, but they say it didn't. Now Dougherty comes back to poke it to Gorsick. McAllis back across for Paul. 1-1 our score. We're live in the second period here on 69 Extra Goal. Hermes and Segota up front. Clavillo will send it in for Bronco at the left point. Settles it, leaves it for Fernando. He'll work it back in the zone. Hermes after it, but the Cleveland player there first, and then he's tripped by Hermes. That'll be a foul. San Diego, rightfully so. Third against the Sockers in this period. We've played only 4 minutes and 53 seconds. Here's Brian Bliss for Cleveland to center. Up the left wing for Glenn Lurie. Lurie, watched by Brian Schmetzer, almost falls. Now gets back on his feet. On his way to goal, runs into Ladouceur. They both go down hard, and Lurie is slow to get up. I think he was winded. Ladouceur working it to center now for Brian Schmetzer. To Dougherty. Up the right side, Kevin Crow after it, but Benny Dargle just got to it. Stopped a potential 2-on-1 with Crow and Segota. Back comes Brian Bliss to the San Diego red line. A pass to his left for Benny Dargle. Dargle into the corner for DeFlorio. DeFlorio looking at Schmetzer into the penalty area. Lurie turning it around for a shot block. Here's Segota breaking out of the zone with Ladouceur and Crow. Bronco to his left for Jacques. Jacques plays it back to Segota. Now the defense back for Cleveland. And Segota tried to work it in for Crow, but it's cleared by DeFlorio. Back for Walter Schmetzer. Schmetzer playing in goal for Cleveland tonight. Sends a long ball in for his brother Andy, but too far. It'll come to Gorsick. And Jimmy will boot it right back upfield. Segota after it, and it's over 3 lines. And it'll come back Cleveland ball at the red line to our right with 9:04 to go in the period. Now we'd like to welcome a couple of special groups in attendance here tonight enjoying the game as part of Brian Schmetzer's Community All-Stars. Thanks to the Nexus Development Corporation, our 25 fans from Families Against Drugs. And in Great America's Corner for Kids tonight, we have 25 deserving young students from Wagenheim Middle School. Welcome to all of you. Here's Paul Dougherty with Schmetzer. Schmetzer loses it. Here's Michael King down the right side. Stops in the corner. Trying to cut back to the middle. Does. Gorsick kicks it out and then runs into McAllis. Hermes tries to work it up for Segota, but it's knocked right back in by Cleveland. McAllis in the corner with O'Caro. In comes Brian Schmetzer. They get it out. Here's Andy Schmetzer back for Armstrong. He misses. A shot by King from long distance. Wide, but by not much. And now it's Francis O'Caro controlling it again in midfield for Cleveland. Boy, this must be a moral victory alone to be in a tie at this point for Cleveland. They are undermanned without their goalkeeper, and they are giving the Sockers a lot of trouble. Here's Segota at center. Knocked away from him, but it'll come to McAllis in his own zone to our right. He miscontrols it. It bounces away from him. Finally gets it over to Brian Schmetzer, and now McAllis again with 8:05 in the half. Gus playing it ahead for Segota, knocked away, but it comes to Clavillo. Now Fernando playing it up the right wing side. Bronco Segota goes to the corner with Stolmeyer, and Stolmeyer commits the foul, and it'll be a free kick San Diego from just back of the corner kick spot in the Cleveland zone to our left far side boards, and Dougherty standing over the ball for this free kick. Segota and Hermes both out there. Here's Paul to Bronco. The shot way up into the second deck. So Segota gets too much air under that one, and it's out of play for goal kick Cleveland. There's also a timeout on the field. We'll pause for a minute. 7:52 to go in the second period. San Diego won and Cleveland won.
In the very back of the underneath of your seat, you have been chosen as a contestant in the Goodyear Tires contest at halftime. Take that winner letter to the bottom of the Arena Club stairway, and may as well start down there right now. Your chance to win a set of 4 tires valued to $1,000 from a Goodyear. It's at that time. If you have a letter, you're a participant. Come on down to the Arena Club stairway in the North Concourse right now to prepare for your chance to win a set of 4 tires valued at up to $1,000 from Goodyear.
1-1 our score here with 7:52 to go in the second period. Goals in this game by Jacques Ladouceur for San Diego. Jacques' 7th of the season. Jacques has 3 game-winning goals, incidentally, of his 7. Brian Schmetzer assisted on that, and then 30 seconds later, Michael King scores on some sloppy play by the San Diego defense as Gorsuch gives up a rebound, but nobody there to help him out and clear it. And Michael King heads it in, the assist to Andy Schmetzer on that play. So a couple of the Schmetzer brothers in on the 2 goals. MISL Players of the Week this past week for the 2nd consecutive week. Zoltan Toth, the Defensive Player of the Week in the league. He recorded a 2-0 record, a 1.50 goals against average. How about this? In Zoltan's last 3 outings, he's made 49 saves and only given up 4 goals. And the Offensive Player of the Week was Kansas City's Dale Mitchell. He had 4 goals and 4 assists in 3 games. San Diego ball at center. Here's Jacques Ladouceur attacking the net to our left. Plays it off to the right for Clavillo. Fernando trying to set up. On his way to goal. Shoots a left footer and is blocked by the defense and cleared by Brian Bliss back to center field. Here's Kevin Crow back ahead for Raffaele Ruotolo. To Crow. Moving down the left side of the field. Plays it back again to center for Clavillo. Sockers make a change on the run here as Fernandez will come off and Julie V steps on. V sends it in for Ladouceur. He'll let it go to the corner. Ruotolo drives it off the wall. Trailing is Benny Dargle for Cleveland. Heads it out of trouble, but Clavillo knocks it right back in. Now a sliding tackle by Fernando. Keeps it alive for San Diego in the zone to our left. Now it bounces back to Clavillo at center. He'll play it on to Kevin Crow, last man back for the Sockers. Here's Crow, punching it back in for Ruotolo. Has V with him, cuts left. Winds for the shot, lets it go on the rebound. Here's Ladouceur. His drive way wide. Clavillo jams it off the boards to V. Hit the boards again as Julie shot one about a foot wide. And it'll be San Diego ball as it's intentionally cleared out by the Force. It comes to the top of the D. Well, the Sockers looking a little better there, didn't they? A little more imagination in their game. Just a little misdirected shooting. Otherwise, they might have had a goal right there. Now the free kick from the top of the D. Clavillo's to the left. Hermes is to the right. Standing over the ball is Julie V, who is among the best passers you'll ever see. Look for Hermes. Here's V trying to jam it through the wall. Comes off the defense. Back down to Clavillo at the left side. Back to Julie now in the high slot. Julie has a look. Bumps it back for Kevin Crow. Now it comes to the left point again for Clavillo. Fernando moving in on Brian Blitz. Goes down the left wing, leaves it for V. Julie plays it back to Clavillo at the far wall, using his body to shield Bliss away. Clavillo still with it to Ruotolo. Raffi thinks about a shot, instead plays it softly off the defender DeLuca. Goes into the corner. Dargle there for Cleveland trying to jam it out. Ruotolo comes in, pokes it into the corner for V. Lurie is there, can't clear it. Julie's got it at the far wall. Back out to Crow. Across to Clavillo. Good work by Julie V. Here's Hermes in the corner. Hit it off the wall, trailing, and Ruotolo tried to jam it through, but Dargle cleared it as Hermes fanned on a setup at the far wall. Here's Clavillo back at center now for San Diego. 5:48 to go in the period. In for Hermes. Wad. Look for a heel pass. Now takes it across the field. Plays it to the point for Crow. Across to Julie V at the left side. Sockers putting on pressure now. V in traffic to Crow on an overlapping run. Kevin off the wall. Nobody trailing for San Diego, at least not in the direction of the ball. And Brian Bliss gets it back for the Force at the far wall. Shoved by Julie V. Ball comes free, and that's a foul, San Diego. Fourth foul against the Sockers here in the second period with 5:28 to go. It's a 1-1 tie. Goals by Jacques Ladouceur and Michael King. King, incidentally, out of Fairleigh Dickinson College. Second round pick back in '86. This year with 5 goals and 4 assists, 9 points. Andy Schmetzer in a traffic jam at the far wall. It comes loose to him. Then his brother Brian steps into him with a left foot tackle, knocks the ball free. Now into the corner for Francis O'Carroll. He'll play it back out for Desmond Armstrong. Clears it to center for Stolmeyer. Back in for Armstrong. Now right side for Schmetzer. Almost intercepted by Brian Schmetzer. Ralph Wilhelms gets a foot on the ball at the red line. That's a foul against Cleveland's Francis O'Carroll. And now there's 4:56 to go. Stay tuned at halftime. We'll visit with local San Diego television personality Clark Anthony. Clark's been around forever, hasn't he? I'm not implying that he's very old, but he's just been around forever. That's a sign of a good talent, longevity in this business. Here's Desmond Armstrong for Cleveland now to center as we're under 5 minutes in this first half of play. Stick around after the game tonight, a very special edition of our talk show, the MISL Report. The Sockers chairman of the board, Ron Fowler, will be with us live to take your phone calls. What's on your mind when it comes to the San Diego Sockers or the MISL? Obviously, the salary cap issue will be foremost in most people's minds, I think, tonight. But whatever's on your mind tonight, give us a call on the talk show after the game. Here's Bronco Segota, loose ball in his own zone, breaks forward with Paul Dougherty. Segota miscontrolled it. It comes free to McAllis, and then there's a foul as Segota's called for hitting the defender after losing the ball. And that's the 5th San Diego foul. Still 4:17 to go in the period. So San Diego on the foul bubble now and in penalty trouble. Armstrong starts out from his own red line to Cleveland. Ahead for Michael King, kicked away by McAllis, but Andy Schmetzer gets to it. Now played back right side for King. He'll drop it for Armstrong. Has to step on the defender Hermes, but Wad quickly closes the space. Now Armstrong, nice play off the wall. Gives it away to Segota. McAllis sends it back for Bronco. He's on a break. He's got Schmetzer with him. Bronco over to Brian Schmetzer. A little behind him. Shoots, and his brother stops it. Bobbled it, but made the save. That's the second shot on goal tonight for Brian against Andy. Or Walter, I should say. I knew I was going to do that again. Too many Schmetzers at one time. Talk about problems, although they didn't all play on the same team or on two teams. In the NHL at one point, there were 6 Sutter brothers. Can you imagine trying to sort all that out? Here's Segota playing it up for Clavillo, a handball. It's got to be 2 minutes. It is. Glenn Lurie very intentionally stuck his arm out to knock down a pass intended for Clavillo. So we are going to have a San Diego power play. First, a short break. 3:28 to go in the second period. 1-1 our score.
Number 18, Glenn Lurie, 2 minutes, handball at 11:32.
2 minutes for the handball called to Glenn Lurie of the Cleveland Force. Soccer's power play
2 minutes.
starts out at 34% tonight. They began the week in 5th place in the MISL. And that's where they are, I guess. This is their first game since the official stats came out on Tuesday. Cleveland's penalty killing unit number 1 in the league at 82%. They have killed the last 10 penalties against them in a row. Shot from long distance by Julie V, easily handled by Schmetzer. He'll fire it to center. Michael King gets around Julie V, but V recovers, and he'll play it ahead for Bronco Segota now in his own zone. Intentional handball to call against Glenn Lurie. Here's Hermes at center, back for Segota. Sockers trying to organize their power play. Segota, long pass left side. Here's Rotolo in on goal. Shoved out of the way by King into the boards, and that'll be a foul Cleveland as Michael King threw a body check at Rotolo. 4th Cleveland foul, so now Cleveland getting into some trouble here. Here's V over the ball, 15 feet from goal. Into the penalty area and off King's leg, nearly into his own net. Here's Segota on the rebound. To the right side, intending the pass for Hermes, intercepted by DeLuca. Gorsick all the way to center and headed that ball away from Michael King. Now it comes back to King as Rotolo lost a battle with DeLuca, and shooting from center, King thought Gorsick might still be out of the net, but he wasn't. Jimmy makes the save and plays it ahead for Clavillo. Raffaelli was tired, it seemed, there, but now he comes right back on again on the power play unit. 1:06 to go in the man advantage. 1-1 our score. Here's Hermes at the right point. Waddy into the corner for Raffaelli Rotolo. Quickly pressured by Benny Dargle. Plays it back out for Hermes. Across to Julie V in the high slot. V on the run to Rotolo. Lets it go. Hermes shot rejected. Rotolo would have been better to shoot there. He let it go through, and it was a tough bouncing ball for Hermes. V now from center with 45 to go in the power play to the left side for Segota. He'll cross the red line. Still 1-1. Into the corner, Dougherty. Across for Hermes. Bad ball by Paul. And now Hermes plays one between 2 players. Soccer's power play, which has connected on the last 3 chances, looking like it was before. Horrible. V in front. Rotolo to Segota. His drive way high and wide. 25 to go in the man advantage. Here's V again at the right side. Directing traffic into the corner. Rotolo through the crease and almost in. But Schmetzer makes the save. Has some help from his defense as well. And now Schmetzer wants a timeout. He will get it. And only 15 seconds to go in the San Diego power play, which has not produced a goal. One they could have used right now as they get set to head toward the half with 1:42 left to go in the period. Well, as we mentioned, join us for the MISL Report, our live talk show after the game tonight. Among the items we'll have, our nightly MISL trivia, give away a pair of soccer shoes from Saucony. That's after the game here tonight. We'll also have a special edition from on the road Friday night from Kansas City. A lot of soccer talk this week. MISL Report brought to you in part by Light Beer from Miller, Swiss Dairy's quality dairy products, and Herman Cook Volkswagen in Encinitas.
Purchase your Pepsi 6-packs. Stop by the
Well, Jay Hoffman, the assistant coach of the Cleveland Force, out there talking to the penalty killing unit. Timo Liakoski over talking to some of the players on the other side of the bench. That's been a pretty successful twosome for the Cleveland Force. Liakoski with 190 wins with this team, 134 losses, or make that 190 wins all time in the MISL, 168 with this team. He also coached at Houston and New Jersey before coming to Cleveland. And I guess I don't need to tell you that neither Houston or New Jersey exist. At least their franchises don't. At last report, the cities did still exist. Although New Jersey is somewhat debatable. Not a city. They played in the Meadowlands Arena, Brendan Byrne, which is in East Rutherford. Really lovely place. Next time you're thinking of a vacation spot, certainly put East Rutherford, New Jersey, near the top of your list. It is absolutely beautiful if you like toxic waste dump sites, which essentially is what a large part of it is. I'm not picking on New Jersey particularly, but hey, why not? Schmetzer, the goalkeeper, after the restart, tossing it to midfield. Desmond Armstrong heading it out of the air. And the Sockers are not going to get a power play goal here, folks, as Clavillo will send it back to Gorsick, and now the penalty expires as Lurie comes back on the field. Now the Sockers on 5 fouls in a little trouble of their own. Ball played back between the defense again, and Gorsick has to step up to put it into play. Clavillo across to Kevin Crow. Sockers offense has been sputtering tonight. Crow sends a long ball in for Segota at the far wall. Bronco watch tightly. Now he plays it in for Dougherty. A high ball back in the corner for Bronco. Settles it with his right foot in the corner against Dargle. Segota scoots out the far side with his back to the goal, and Dargle anticipates well, kicks it away from Segota. Comes to center where Clavillo will pass to his right for Kevin Crow. Under a minute, 50 seconds to go here in the second period. Still a 1-1 tie. Glenn Lurie at center, bumping it back for Stolmeyer. Hermes after it. Stolmeyer holding it at the far wall. Hermes takes it away from him. Plays it back to Crow at center. He gets his legs tied up with Lurie, but is able to work it free to the left side for Clavillo. Here's Fernando on his way to the red line against Andy Schmetzer. Plays it to the left for Segota at the near wall. Back out to Dougherty at the point. Playing it in for Clavillo. Back to Hermes. Trying to settle it for Segota. Bronco at the red line, keeping it going to Hermes. He'll back out beyond the red line now with 19 seconds to go. 15 to go. Hermes playing it forward for Segota. Good defense by Desmond Armstrong. Takes it away. Here's a 2-on-1 Cleveland. Armstrong with Lurie. Armstrong to Lurie at the left. Waits. Working against Crow. Lurie a shot, and Gorsick turns it aside. 2 seconds to go. That'll do it for the first half of play. The buzzer sounds, and it's got to be a disappointed Ron Newman and a very happy Timo Liakoski. After 30 minutes of play, San Diego facing a team without a goalkeeper and with a defender in between the posts instead, has a 1-1 tie with the Cleveland Force. Coming up at halftime, we'll visit with Channel 8 personality Clark Anthony. That's coming up here on 69 Extra Goal.
Now, in just a few moments, our halftime activities will begin with 69 Extra Goal air personality.
Back live at the Sports Arena, I'm Randy Hahn. We're about set to start the third period here. A 1-1 tie. And just moments ago, Sockers midfielder Juan Hermes honored as the MetLife Player of the Month for February. He had 10 goals and 5 assists in the month, and also kept that amazing streak of his going now to 23 consecutive games, although he was not in on the only San Diego goal so far tonight. From the kickoff, Cleveland playing it into the corner to our left, where Jim Gorsick is in goal for San Diego. Sockers will attack right to left in this third period. Back in the goal to our right for Cleveland is Walter Schmetzer. As you heard earlier, if you were with us, Cleveland lost their goalkeeper Victor Neguera with a ruptured Achilles tendon very early in the game. Andy Schmetzer for Cleveland now, working it left side for Francis O'Carroll. O'Carroll along the near wall. Trouble with Ladouceur, who breaks it out to Fernandez, and now to the right for Clavillo. He'll back up beyond his red line. Now looks upfield. Lays it to his left for Kevin Crow. Jacques Ladouceur and Michael King have the only goals in this game so far. Clavillo right side of midfield, intercepted, but it comes back to Kevin Crow. Now to the far side for Ladouceur. Jacques will knock it in for Dougherty. Out there with Segota now. Dougherty at the left side in the attacking zone. Place it back out to the red line for Ladouceur. Jacques trying to turn on O'Caro. He does. Gets past another man. Ladouceur trying to play it in for Dougherty. Intercepted. Segota called for pushing off Desmond Armstrong in front of the goal. That'll be a free kick for Cleveland. Ball set down at the right corner of the penalty area. John Stolmeyer has it for the Cleveland Force. Stolmeyer in his second year, originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 25 years of age, listed as 5'9" and 170. He looks heavier than that. He's a stocky guy. Here's Segota in the corner, out to Hermes. In traffic along the wall. Kick clear by Stolmeyer. He and Hermes bumping on their way back upfield as the ball came all the way out to Jim Gorsick. He and Brian Schmetzer play it back and forth. Gorsick chesting it down, now lifting it over the head of Gino DeFlorio ahead to Schmetzer. Now to center. Brian trying to play it in for Wad Hermes, who was posted up against Stolmeyer. Instead, it's Desmond Armstrong intercepting for Cleveland. Drops it for Andy Schmetzer, back for Stolmeyer. Those two play it back and forth. Schmetzer chipping it over Hermes to Stolmeyer, but Dougherty will step in front with his diminutive 5'2" frame and take it away from John Stolmeyer. 13:05 to go here in the third period. 1-1 our score on 69 extra gold. As Bronco Segota collects the ball at the far wall, coming off an injury, but he played here on Sunday. 2 assists against St. Louis, and his presence was definitely felt. Here's Hermes in front to Bronco on a give and go, and he hit the post. Nice setup by Hermes, and Segota ran right onto the pass, hit the outside of the red part of the wood, which is the post. Back the other way comes Brian Bliss for Cleveland. Into the corner, DeFlorio jamming it into the net, and they score. As DeFlorio puts it underneath Jim Gorsick. So while his defense let him down earlier, Gorsick blows it right there, and it's 2-1 Cleveland. Talk about a mistake by Jim Gorsick. Ball goes down the left side, Brian Bliss with it, then he'll feed to the corner for DeFlorio, and he's all alone, and Gorsick comes out, had no choice, there was nobody there to defend, and he slips it underneath Jim Gorsick. Not only that, but at the far post was Andy Schmetzer. Even if DeFlorio misses, Cleveland's got a tap-in goal. They lead for the first time tonight, 2-1. Scoring play, DeFlorio's 13th from Brian Bliss at 2:22. Here's a ball up the right side for Raffaele Rotolo. Goes into the corner against DeLuca. Ball comes out to Ladouceur. Over to the left for Clavillo. He'll chase it into the corner. Off the wall, a pass knocked down by Brian Bliss. Sockers not playing well tonight, at least not offensively. Here's Segota into the middle for Clavillo. He'll wind it up and drive it off a defender. Everything is a half second too late tonight. The shooting, the passing, it's just off. Crow at center, playing it in for Ladouceur. He'll drop it for Kevin. Nice run by Crow. Right side, trying to use the wall. He does, but it's cleared out again by Benny Dargle. Sockers using a lot of wall ball tonight. That's not characteristic of their style. Maybe more so, though, of this style than of the style 3 or 4 years ago. Crow into the corner again, trying to juke his way from a defender. Can't. Dargle will play it up the boards for Brian Bliss. Here's Bliss on the run with Lurie. Goes by Clavillo, who trips him. That's 2 minutes. And Clavillo picks up his 20th penalty minute of the year. Sticks the right leg out and upends the Cleveland player, Gino DeFlorio. So a power play coming up for the Cleveland Force. They already lead it 2-1. Not a tough call to make at all, as Brian Bliss has the ball, and he's just poked by Clavillo right at center. Fernando trying to dispossess him of the ball, sticks his right leg out, and Bliss takes the trip. So Clavillo now with 20 penalty minutes on the year, tied in that category with Bronco Segota, also with 20. And now Cleveland's power play goes to work. Their power play, 32% effective at this point in the season. Overall in the MISL, that is 6th best out of 11. Soccer's penalty killing unit, 2nd best at 73%. Glenn Lurie out there with Desmond Armstrong, John Stolmeyer, Gino DeFlorio, and Andy Schmetzer for Cleveland on the power play. The penalty killing unit for San Diego, Crow, McAllis, Schmetzer, and Fernandez. And McAllis will get the ball in the San Diego zone, try and play it up the boards, loses it. Here comes Armstrong, left side, into the middle for DeFlorio. They shoot and miss. Andy Schmetzer had a wide open net and roofed it into the seats or make it off the glass, and then it's headed into the seats by Glenn Lurie and comes back goal kick San Diego. Soccer's looking listless out there, doing a lot of jogging and not so much running. 1:33 to go in a man advantage for Cleveland. Gorsick standing over the ball in the penalty area to our left. Out there with Crow, Schmetzer, McAllis, and now Segota on the field as the short-handed threat. Gorsick and Crow play it back and forth amongst one another. Gorsick picks up now under pressure from Lurie. Walks to the front of the penalty area, lobs a high ball in for Segota. Off Bronco's head to the far side. McAllis traps it there. Back to Segota at the red line. Turns to get away from Stolmeyer, and he'll just knock it back to the defender, Kevin Crow, parked at the red line. On to Gorsick. Jimmy had some trouble, sends it back upfield. Here's a chance for Cleveland's Glenn Lurie. Shot, and he got it on target, but Gorsick came back to make the save. Now he fires upfield for Segota. Bronco's got it at the red line. He's in traffic. Turns to get away from one man. Still has it and pokes it back again for Crow. Comes to Segota once more. Triple teamed right now with 50 to go in the power play. Ahead to McAllis, then Bronco upended by Stolmeyer. That's a Cleveland foul. Well, you ask, has Segota done well against Cleveland this year? How about 6 goals in one game? It happened on December the 4th. 6 goals and an assist in a 7-3 win over Cleveland. That was at the Richfield Coliseum. Here's Segota again, such a threat even when the team is shorthanded. Clears it all the way back to Gorsick. He'll head it to his left for McAllis, back of his own red line. Now 35 to go in the power play, which has really elicited only one good chance, the shot by Lurie. Gorsick chipping it upfield. It's taken there by Andy Schmetzer. He'll jog forward now, leave it for Armstrong at center. Trying to set up here with 20 seconds to go in the power play. Right side, it's Stolmeyer taking it off the wall, plays it back out for Armstrong. He'll wind, play it back to Stolmeyer in the corner. Comes back out off the foot of DeFlorio. His drive off the wall and headed it into the seats by Schmetzer. And this will come back Cleveland ball on what essentially will be a corner kick, actually about 10 feet back of the corner kick spot, far side to the left. Now just 9 seconds left in the power play for Cleveland. Sockers make a change or two. McAllis and Segota both come off to take a rest, and Ladouceur and Fernandez come on. 2-1, Cleveland leading. Who would have thunk it? DeFlorio out of the corner to Armstrong, can't get a shot away from there. Sets up Stolmeyer though, he'll blast one wide. Big rebound beyond the red line to center. Armstrong's pressured there, now Clavillo's back on the field. Armstrong down the left side, trying to get organized as the teams are back at even strength. Into the corner for Andy Schmetzer, make it Kevin Crow a nice play to get there first. Now it's cleared back to Gorsick, he'll fire it upfield for Ladouceur. Good ball, he's got Fernandez open on the left. Ladouceur trying to get a shot away, taken to the boards by Lurie. Jacques still battling for it, holding it at the far wing. Works it across to the open side for Clavillo. Fernando at the right, has Fernandez in front, gets it to the middle for Dougherty. He's tripped up, and they're going to give a penalty to Cleveland. Glenn Lurie will go off for tripping as Paul Dougherty was breaking between defenders on his way to the goal. Nice passing that time by San Diego as Ladouceur, after missing the chance, works it to the right point. Clavillo takes a few steps in, sets up Dougherty, who quite obviously was tripped by Glenn Lurie. So now free kick San Diego, just back at the top of the D. Call this 38 feet away. Call it 40 feet away. Force have killed 1 power play tonight. Make that 11 in a row for them on the power play against unit. Dargle, Stolmeyer, DeLuca, and King out there. Sockers have Segota and Dougherty, Hermes, V, and Rotolo. Dougherty over the ball right now as it's right smack in front of the net, but about 38, 40 feet out. Segota now steps over the ball as Dougherty moves wide to the right. V is part of the wall. Segota to Hermes, and he won't get the shot off. Plays it to the short post. Nobody there for San Diego. It's cleared out by Cleveland. Here's a breakaway for Michael King. Segota hustling back on defense. King shoots, and it's stopped by Gorsick. The rebound comes out to King again, and he'll back up to center and clear it to his own red line. Great chance for Michael King. Now it's played in by Stolmeyer. High ball. Gorsick will trap it at the left side of the penalty area. Now Clavillo on this power play unit will race over to the bench as they get Rotolo back on the field. Segota holds it at center to the right for V. 1:25 in the power play. Julie has a look. Dougherty in the corner trying to find Hermes at the far post, but it's off Dargle out of play. San Diego ball on the restart. Cleveland playing very well defensively tonight. That shouldn't be a surprise, though, because all their injuries are on offense, in essence. The exception of that being Nogueira and Mepham. Here's V trying to play it in. It hit a Cleveland player, and it's cleared out now. And takes a big hop to the far wall. Gorsick up to his own red line. Hits it back to center for Segota with 1:10 to go in the power play. 2-1 Cleveland leading this ball game. Here's Dougherty into the corner. Hermes driving it out and tried to find V, not far enough. Here's Segota in the corner to Julie. Back out to Bronco. He makes one move, then King takes it away, and Segota will back up beyond the red line to get the loose ball. Back into Julie V. He moves across the field with 50 to go in the power play. V on the run. Julie still with it. Into the corner. Dougherty settles it. Good pressure from Dargle. Dougherty gives it away to King. Here's a 2-on-1 for Cleveland. King with DeLuca. King down the left side. The pass. And he hits the wall. DeLuca missed an open net chance. Back the other way comes Segota with McAllis and Dougherty. Here's Bronco to the left. Hermes to Dougherty, and it's behind him. Now 25 to go in the power play, and the fans starting to boo the Sockers here. Haven't heard that in a while. Here's McAllis to Segota at the right. Into the corner for Dougherty. Get the shot off. Segota over to V, and they can't get a shot. 14 seconds to go. Here's McAllis. Steps over it. Right footer. That's blocked. Here comes King again. To center, trying to lift it, and he does, but out of play over the near side wall. And that'll be San Diego ball, but with only 5 seconds to go in the power play. The Sockers look flat on the power play tonight. They look flat everywhere tonight. 2-1 the score. Cleveland leading, and now I would think content to play with that lead. If they get another goal, it's a bonus. They don't have any firepower up front, although for their lack of firepower, some guys like Lurie and King are doing all right. DeFlorio has one Cleveland goal. Michael King has the other. Ladouceur has the only San Diego goal just 21 seconds into the second period. Here's Segota as the power play's expired. A shot off target to the left. Schmetzer after the rebound goes to the wall with O'Carroll. Ball comes free. Here's Glenn Lurie. Racing to midfield. McAllis back. Lurie's going to run right by him and shoot it, and Gorsick with the save. Glenn Lurie ran right by Gus McAllis. Gus did not play him well because Lurie obviously had a head of steam up, and he let him go right by. Gorsick made the stop. Ball played in by Dougherty for Ladouceur, intercepted. Here's Andy Schmetzer. Left side for Desmond Armstrong against McAllis. The shot off the post. Cleared by Dougherty back at the goal. And Armstrong gets a shot off on McAllis, who's looking tired out there. Back comes Clavillo the other way. Fernando down the right wing. A shot, and that trickles through the penalty area wide. Rotolo in the corner, pokes it back out the boards to Ladouceur. Jacques winding, back to his left. The shot, hit a man. Here's Rotolo in front, swipes at it. 2 chances, and it's blocked out by DeFlorio. He'll clear it over 3 lines, and this will come back San Diego ball to our right with 6:01 left to go in the period. Quickly set down on the red line by Segota. To the right for Clavillo. Back for Bronco, who looks behind him. Plays it in front for Rotolo, but not far enough toward the inside. And Raffi sticks a right leg out, but it goes past him to the goalkeeper, Walter Schmetzer, whose goals against average looking pretty good right now. He's given up only 1 goal. Schmetzer with the ball again, left foots it to center, intercepted there by Clavillo. He'll head it forward looking for Segota, and DeFlorio clears it out. And we have an official's timeout on the field. We'll break for a minute. With 5:38 to go in the third period, it's still Cleveland 2, San Diego 1 here on 69 Extra Gold.
And Dortmund Tires of San Diego join the game tonight. And the Sockers would also like to thank Goodyear for sponsoring the Kick for Tires this evening at halftime. 69 Extra Gold brings you Hawaii in March. Listen for details, and now you can win a trip for 2 to Hawaii. Magnum PI is filled. Included in the trip is the use of a red Ferrari, just like Tom Sykes. See Hawaii Magnum style from the oldie station of 69 Extra Gold. Attention players on Foy. Thanks a lot, please.
Well, the Cleveland Force can now boast that they have killed off the last 12 power plays in a row that they have faced, as they snuffed out another one in that period. Or in this period. We're in the third with 5:38 to go. 2-1 Cleveland leading. Sockers got the game's first goal early in the second period. Cleveland has scored the last two. It's beyond comprehension why the Sockers just don't shoot the ball at this inexperienced goalkeeper. They're trying for the perfect goal, the perfect pass. Here's V in the corner. Body check by Francis O'Caro. Gets the ball out to Michael King, but V will step in from behind and knock it free. Gorsuch comes all the way out to the red line, plays it ahead for Hermes. That's knocked away by O'Caro. Here's the break for Lurie down the right side. V getting back, stopped his progress, but Lurie still with it, getting it in front, and it's blocked off by Gorsuch, and Hermes steps up to it now for San Diego. Wad deep in his own zone, playing it across for Brian Schmetzer. He settles it rather awkwardly. There's a handball against Schmetzer. Quickly set down by John Stolmeyer. 45 feet from the goal, played to the right by Stolmeyer to Armstrong. Armstrong against Schmetzer. Goes wide to the right, into the corner. Double team now as Crow comes in, and Kevin will knock it free. Schmetzer works it out to Rotolo. Raffi in traffic. Nice move to get away from Stolmeyer. Rotolo still with it, and knocks it back to Gorsuch with 4:45 to go here in the third period. Stick around for the talk show after the game. Ron Fowler, the Sockers chairman of the board, will be our live guest. He'll answer your questions, and you can feel free to ask him anything you want tonight. That's on the talk show after the game. Here's Crow at center for San Diego to Julie V. Nice pass, but he can't control it under pressure from Armstrong. Armstrong all over Julie, and finally they work it free to Glenn Lurie. Lurie backing up in his own zone now, plays it up the wall. Partially blocked out by Bill Maxwell, the other field official tonight. The box official tonight is Kelly Mock of La Jolla. Here's McAllis, left side, with Dougherty sneaking off the long end of the bench. McAllis into the attacking zone to the wide right. Hermes plays it back into the corner, over the head of Dougherty, but it comes off ahead. Back to Paul, and Segota will score! Well, finally, out of a broken play, the Sockers get a goal. Across the field pass over the head of Dougherty, but Lurie heads it right back to Paul off the wall, and he slips it in for Segota, who scores. So gives Segota the goal, his 39th of the year, and Dougherty will draw the assist. 10:58 time of the San Diego goal here in the third period. Ball back at center now for the kickoff. Dougherty has now scored in 15 of the 17 games, the last 17 games he's played in. He's played in all the games this year. In fact, he and Wad Hermes are the only two players who have not missed a game this year. Back to the other end now goes Brian Bliss for Cleveland, plays it off the wall. Segota settling it, but they score! Bronco Segota plays it right to Andy Schmetzer, who puts it in, and Cleveland leads again. A hero at one end, a goat at the other, as Segota gives it away. Came out of the corner, the shot off the wall, and Segota just settled it for Andy Schmetzer, who ran onto it. There was a man on Schmetzer, but he had good position. And he blasts it home. In fact, it was McAllis who let Schmetzer sneak in and intercept that pass. Call it a team breakdown there. McAllis letting the man through, but more importantly, Segota giving it up in front. 3-2 Cleveland now. It's back to a catch-up game for San Diego. Ladouceur left side of the net. He has Segota and Dougherty with him. Pokes it back to Clavillo. Unassisted goal for Schmetzer. That's Andy. He now has a goal and an assist tonight. McAllis playing it into the corner. Nowhere near Segota, but he fights for it and gets to it. Bronco double team now. And now shoved by Benny Dargle. And that's the second Cleveland foul of the period. 3-2, the Force lead this game. We're in the third period. On the restart, McAllis a blast from the right side. It was wide of the target. Cleared away by DeLuca. Up in the air now in the Cleveland zone. DeLuca heading it toward the red line. Clavillo gets it up in the air. Finally nodded down by Dougherty, who beat Brian Bliss to that one. McAllis sends a long pass in. Segota thinking about a bicycle effort and then decided to lay it off instead. Clavillo into the corner, trying to jam it off the wall. Comes to Ladouceur. Now a 2-on-1 break for Cleveland. That'll end soon, though, as Clavillo comes in from behind. He's outrunning Brian Bliss, or is it Bliss outrunning him? Finally, it's taken by McAllis for San Diego, played upfield for Dougherty. He's got Segota with him to the left. Paul Dougherty to center with Bronco. Gets the pass off. Shoved down. Here's Segota shooting, and it's blocked. His own rebound off the wall. It's loose, and Schmetzer's got it. Segota gets his own rebound and drives it off the post, and Walter Schmetzer smothers it. His toss to center. Headed upfield by Dargle, and Gorsick will step halfway to the red line to get it. Sockers need to jump on it here. They got some momentum. Need a goal before this period ends. 2:21 left. Here's Dougherty using the wall. His own rebound and shot it high. Great play by Paul, who then loses his shoe. Ball at center, a 50-50 ball, and Crow will get to it just before Francis O'Caro. Clears it back for Gorsick. Jimmy in trouble. Gets it to center, though, for Brian Schmetzer. He'll chest it down with 2 minutes to go in the period. 3-2 Cleveland leading here in the third. Julie V at the red line, chipping it up for Schmetzer. It'll come off the wall, but he won't get the shot away. Michael King scoops it out of play. San Diego ball on the corner kick. 1:52 left here in the third. A very important point in this game for both these teams. Cleveland leading 3-2, that last scoring play. Andy Schmetzer with his 14th of the year, unassisted at 11-12. And in the corner now is Julie V. Out there with Hermes, Segota, Schmetzer, and Crow. Sockers trying to come back here again. V over the ball. Lifts it to Schmetzer, the left footer wide. Had to volley that one, no other choice. And V will play it back to the red line for Wad Hermes. Across for Schmetzer. Bryant back across for Hermes at the far wall. Chipping it in, looking for Segota. Got a foot on it, but cleared it all the way to his own goal. Gorsick kicks it back upfield. Here's Crow. Up the wing for Schmetzer. Bryant standing at the point, playing it in softly to Julie V. Back for Schmetzer. Bouncing ball into the box. Segota score! Well, that one was just slow motion. V, a nice soft pass to Schmetzer, and then he plays it through the crease off the fingertips of Walter Schmetzer, and Segota just has to hammer it home past a down and out goalkeeper. So we're tied again, and Segota has 2 goals tonight. Brian Schmetzer has 2 assists. And boy, are the Schmetzer brothers going to be in the box score tomorrow, all 3 of them. 3-3 our score. Back to the kickoff now. That was a big goal for San Diego. May have turned this game around. Here's a steal. Fernandez at center with Julie V. Has to play it back, though, to Clavillo. And Fernando will just jog with it in his own zone as the Sockers make a change. Rotolo comes on for Fernandez. Here's McAllis at his own red line. Plays it up the wing. Raffaele running onto it. Shot, and it trickles through the penalty area. V after the rebound goes to the corner for it, but it's cleared out by Stolmeyer to Desmond Armstrong. Armstrong, with under a minute to go, plays it forward for Lurie. He'll hit it across the field. Michael King after it there. Call it Brian Bliss instead. Bumps with Ruotolo. No foul given. Raffi lost his shoe. Sockers have to strap him on a little tighter. McAllis dancing in midfield. Looked up, gave it away to King. Here's King down the right side. One hand to beat Clavillo as McAllis is struggling tonight. Now he makes a nice save on a pass intended for Brian Bliss. Quick feed upfield by Gorsick. V to the left side for Hermes. He's got Segota with him. Watt has a look in the corner, jukes away from the defender, takes it back to the red line and beyond with 20 seconds to go in the period. Back to McAllis again at center. To his right for Segota. Bronco moving in on Desmond Armstrong with 15 seconds to go. Playing it ahead, it's off the hand of Brian Bliss, and they give the handball against Cleveland with 11 seconds to go. So free kick for San Diego, and this will be from 55, 60 feet away. Segota stands over it. Blasted off the defender. It comes to the corner for Schmetzer. He'll turn it around with 8 seconds to go. Has to hurry, and he lets a left footer go way wide. Hermes on the rebound out of the corner with 4 seconds. Shot stopped by Schmetzer, and he'll hold it as time runs out here in the third period. After 3, we've got a good one here going to the fourth period. San Diego 3 and Cleveland 3. Back with all the exciting fourth quarter action on 69 Extra Gold right after this.
Soccer Satin Jacket drawing. Tonight's winner, Linda Cadillac. With Linda Cadillac, report to the MetLife booth in the North Concourse right now to pick up your soccer satin jacket. That's Linda Cadillac, the winner of tonight's MetLife drawing. And it's time now for the MetLife kick-on goal contest. Each contestant will have a shot to hit the ball into the open net. Just for trying, each contestant will receive a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi. The gift is good. Go win a copy of Soccer Shootout, the original MISL home video soccer game from Mind the State Incorporated. Tron Nguyen, our first contestant. Okay, Jennifer Gale. James Griffin. That looks like Jennifer. Oh, our son is James Griffin. Okay, James, coming from the red line. Not having much luck tonight. Let's see if brother Adam Griffin. Oh, we're going to give him a little easier shot than James. Okay, Adam. Looking over at James. Let's see if he can put it into the net. Looks pretty good. And it is good. Adam Griffin. And finally, Tracy Hoffman.
Welcome back live to the sports arena at the end of 3 periods at San Diego 3, Cleveland 3. Time to check in with the Sockers Director of Community and Public Relations, Roberta Gonzalez, who has the Sockers on the run with all these appearances and information on the next timeout with the Sockers.
Well, Randy, first of all, if we may skip over the timeout for just a second, we have something really exciting happening on Saturday, March the 5th at 10 p.m. All of the San Diego soccer players will be answering telephones and taking pledges for the Easter Seal Telethon. Now, that will be televised on KFMB TV Channel 8. You know, the Sockers owner, Ron Fowler, is the Easter Seals honorary chairman this year. And then on Sunday, March 6th, the San Diego Soccer wives and the Booster Club members take part in answering telephones and taking pledges, all for the Easter Seal Telethon. Tuesday, March 8th, there's the timeout for you. George Katakalides at Jefferson Elementary School. And one more timeout on Tuesday, March 8th at 4 o'clock in the evening. Brian Quinn and Watt Hermes take a timeout, signing autographs at Dr. Steve Farrow's dentist office in Bonita.
All right, it's a busy bunch of San Diego Sockers here in the month of March. And we're back underway now with the 4th period. Sockers defending the net to our right and moving right to left. It's 3-3 as Cleveland had 1-goal leads on 2 occasions, but Segota equalized both times. He has a pair of goals as we are now in the 4th period. Ball played deep into the Cleveland zone. Brian Bliss back for the force, trying to work it out of his own zone. Runs into triple team San Diego coverage, but still gets it free and commits a foul. So that'll go against Cleveland, their first of the 4th period. 3-3 our score. San Diego ball near side. Here's Dougherty in traffic, plays it out to Ladouceur. Jacques trying to jam it through. It hit Bliss, comes back to Schmetzer on the right side. Bryan pokes it back for Kevin Crow. Through 3 periods, San Diego outshot Cleveland 13-10, and the saves for Gorsick 5 for Andy Schmetzer, or Walter Schmetzer 3. Here's Schmetzer. Bryan playing it in front for Rotolo. Raffi trying to juggle it down for a shot. Cleared back, though, for the goalkeeper, Schmetzer. He'll smother it and play it to his left for Benny Dargle. We've played a minute here in the 4th period. Long ball by Pasquale DeLuca, intended for Michael King. Intercepted by Brian Schmetzer. He'll play it to Jim Gorsick at our right. Back out for Schmetzer now. The front line for San Diego. Rotolo, Dougherty, and Ladouceur. Jacques has a goal tonight. Dougherty has himself an assist. Segota with the other 2 San Diego goals. Here's Crow playing into midfield for Dougherty, near side. Under some pressure from Brian Bliss, he works it back to center for Crow. Now ahead for Ladouceur. Has to reach for it, draws it back. Now to Dougherty left side as Rotolo breaks wide to the right. The pass off the wall for Raffi off his chest. Dougherty trying to settle it along the wall. Gets it to Rotolo, who's banged hard by Dargle. Now back out to Ladouceur. Jacques in the near corner to our left. Brings it back out to the point. Now plays it beyond the red line to Clavillo. He'll leave it for Kevin Crow. Across to the left for Ladouceur. 3-3 our scores. The Sockers in the 3rd period finally got into the groove. They had been struggling all night long. Crow into the right corner. Clavillo will chase it down, plays it off the wall, but took that wicked hop as it hit the lip of the boards. Goes into the corner, near side. Dougherty and DeFlorio battling for it. DeFlorio has a goal tonight, gets it out for Cleveland. Brian Bliss has it taken off his foot by Dougherty. Kicked all the way back to Gorsick. Now ahead for Wad Hermes, who does not have a point tonight. Here's Segota to the left for Hermes. Wad at the point, lost control. DeLuca trying to clear it back, giveaway. Hermes almost had an open net chance. Back to Segota. At center, it's Clavillo with 12:28 left in regulation, a 3-3 tie. McAllis at the right point, up the boards for Hermes. He'll bump it back for Gus. McAllis on the run now, moves to the right. Against Andy Schmetzer, plays it front of the box for Segota, taken away. Now McAllis played it across again, but nobody there for San Diego, and Francis O'Carroll has it for Cleveland. Dargle sends a long ball in, it got past McAllis. King trying to send it across the field for O'Carroll, he does. O'Carroll goes into the corner against Dougherty. O'Carroll still with it, holding it, shoving it back for Armstrong. Now to the left point, here's Stolmeyer. They give him some room, but he elects not to shoot. Works it right side for O'Carroll. Schmetzer, front of the net against Clavillo. Drops it back for Armstrong. He'll take it wide to the right, bank it off the wall. Trailing is Michael King, settling for the left foot shot. Good block by McAllis. Segota breaks out to center. Armstrong right on him, and Armstrong takes it away from Bronco Segota. O'Carroll gets some room down the right side. Shoots it off the wall. Schmetzer the rebound to the near glass, and Julie V will get it there. And look back toward Jim Gorsick, but hold it himself as the Sockers complete their line change. V wants some space up the middle, gets it. Actually wanted someone to run into the space and then did the running himself. Leaves it at center for Hermes. Back for Schmetzer. Bryan chips a long left foot cross into the corner, off the boards. Julie in the corner where he likes it. Does that fancy footwork there across the penalty area for Hermes. Wad settling it. A right footer, and it's just over the head of Segota and wide to the right. The rebound, McAllis a drive, and now they're starting to fire some shots in the direction of Walter Schmetzer. Hermes in front for Segota, knocked away by Armstrong. Hermes another blast, and that's off the high glass. McAllis at the right point, keeping it alive for San Diego. Back out to the left point for Brian Schmetzer. His left footer deflected in front by Segota, but not on target. Here's McAllis, another ball into the corner for Julie V. He'll try and get it out of traffic, does. And Walter Schmetzer couldn't pick it up. Segota kicked it out of his hands. Finally cleared, but not out. Here's McAllis, right point. Steps over it, goes to the right corner. Into the penalty area. Here's Hermes, a shot, and it's stopped by Schmetzer as Wad drives a left footer underneath Stolmeyer, nearly got his goal. Walter Schmetzer firing it up the field, just trying to keep it away from San Diego now, but he throws it right to Brian Schmetzer. Sockers looking the dominant team now. What a turnover from midway through the third period. Here's Armstrong for Cleveland, though, on a steal. Up the field, drops it for Michael King. He'll go across the penalty area, into the left corner, kicked away by Dougherty. King will get the rebound. Schmetzer in there as well. Some bumping in the corner. Now Dougherty trying to work it up the boards, and he does, but Segota gives it right back to Desmond Armstrong. Everybody's passing off tonight for San Diego. Segota giving one away there, quite obviously. 9:35 left. Dougherty lunging out for a tackle, can't get it away from Glenn Lurie. Now at center, chipped in by Dargle, high ball into the corner. King settles it nicely, but Brian Schmetzer is there, clears back to the goalkeeper Gorsick. Jimmy looks upfield, rolls it for Ladouceur. Takes it at center with V, breaking upfield. Here's the pass to Julie. The left foot shot, handled by Schmetzer, as Julie got a good ball from Jacques Ladouceur and wasted no time letting the left footer go. Didn't have as much on it as he'd have liked. Here's a steal. Clavillo worked it back in for Julie, but it was just cleared back by DeLuca at the last second. Walter Schmetzer now to the top of the box, gets pressured by Ladouceur, has to play it upfield, finds Brian Bliss at the far boards. He and Clavillo collide. Fernando gets up, plays the ball to his left for Segota. Bronco with 2 goals tonight. Up to the red line, left wing side, stops it there. Stands with his right foot on the ball. Plays it off to the right for Crow at the point. In front for Julie V. Clavillo snuck down the right side. Off the wall, V tried to convert the header. Now Schmetzer out of the goal is fouled, and will get a free kick Cleveland deep in their own zone. 8:34 left now in regulation. 3-3 our score. The only other game tonight ended in overtime. Minnesota make it Kansas City beating Minnesota by a final score of 5-4. And now a foul in midfield. Ladouceur getting tied up with Glenn Lurie. And quickly the Sockers up to 3 fouls here in the fourth period. 8:28 to go. DeLuca with the restart at center. Plays it into the corner. Nobody there for Cleveland. And it'll roll back to Jim Gorsuch. Attendance tonight, 6,677. Not a good crowd. Segota at center, losing it. Tossed down, no foul. Here's Bliss, has a man on the left. Dargle, the shot off the target and comes off the glass all the way out to Segota, who sprints back from the red line. Now Dougherty starting out of his own zone. Those here would like to see the Sockers return to their form of that blitzkrieg in the third period when they scored a couple of goals. Schmetzer, long pass in for Hermes, front of the net, tried to settle it with the thigh trap. Cleared away by DeLuca at the far wall. Plays it up for Andy Schmetzer. That's to center where it's taken by his brother Brian. Tried to scoot it up the wing for Dougherty. It's stolen by DeFlorio. Here comes Andy Schmetzer with Okoro and DeFlorio. Schmetzer winding up, playing it into the corner. DeFlorio driving it off the wall. Trailing is Armstrong. He'll try and get a left foot shot away. Does. Came off the wall again. Andy Schmetzer with the rebound on the right. To his left for DeFlorio. DeFlorio, top of the D. Rejected by Schmetzer. Now Crow after it, trying to work it up for Segota, and he does. He has Hermes open on the right. Bronco to Watt on the right. Go into the corner with Crow out in front. Shoots, scores! Kevin Crow scores. He's been hot lately with the foot. Nice pass by Segota. Great ball by Hermes, cutting it back. And Crow, with a man on him, converts it past Walter Schmetzer. 7:05 left in the fourth period. Sockers lead 4-3. There's a timeout on the field, and we'll be back in 1 minute.
His consecutive point streak now at 24 games. Rod Hermes. Tonight's attendance, ladies and gentlemen, is 6,677. The Sockers, thank you. Don't forget Sockers in the next Wednesday. It's Net Night Test Night against the Tacoma Stars. Game time is 7:35 next Wednesday night.
Well, that was as pretty a goal as you'll ever see, and it looks like the Sockers are back on track tonight. A Jekyll and Hyde kind of game, a poor first half, still a little ragged here in the second half, but leading this ball game for the first time since early in the ball game. 21 seconds into the second period, San Diego led 1-0. They've not led again until now. It's 4-3 Sockers as Hermes keeps the streak alive. It's now 24 in a row with at least a point. He's 4 away from tying the club record. The scoring play, Crow's fifth from Hermes at 7:55. Cleveland with the ball at center now. Played in for Brian Bliss, watched by McAllis. Knocked away. Back to John Stolmeyer at his own red line to our left. Now back up for Rui Filguera. Into the corner goes Schmetzer. Andy Schmetzer with a goal and assist already tonight. Cuts it back for Filguera, who's playing hurt. He was banged up a little earlier, and we didn't see much of him for a while. Here's Filguera, number 6 at the right point. He's got some good moves. Showed us some things in that last game in Cleveland a couple of weeks ago, or make it not more than a week ago, 10 days. Schmetzer gets deep, but is cleared out by Ralph Wilhelms into the corner. Desmond Armstrong after it. Ladouceur steps into him. Ball comes free. Here's Wilhelms to the red line. He leaves it for Ladouceur. Now they'll make changes. Sockers get Rotolo on the field, and Wilhelms will come to the bench, and Julie V takes his spot. 5:55 to go. Here's V losing it at center, but it'll bounce back to McAllis. He'll work it near side boards for Clavillo. Back to Gus. And he'll bump it to Gorsuch. Foul situation, San Diego with 2, Cleveland with 1. As Rotolo tries to control at midfield. Knocked away by Armstrong. He'll get it at center. Nice ball up the left wing. Played to Elias Zarita. His first shift of the game, but intercepted. Now Rotolo dancing away from trouble in his own zone, clears it back to Jim Gorsick. Jimmy picks up with 5:25 to go. Nice feed up the left wing for Hermes. Makes the turn, but DeLuca will get back, clear it to the goalkeeper Schmetzer. He'll walk to the front of the area, fire a left arm pass. It's headed down by Julie V. A break for Hermes. Oh, how did he miss? He missed that by 30 feet. Kicked a left footer. I think he toe poked it, and he missed by a whole bunch. Julie V with a great setup for Hermes. And Wad wastes it. Back the other way comes DeFlorio for Cleveland. He's got Zarita open on the right post. The shot off Gorsick's hand and out of play as DeFlorio was looking top corner and nearly put it in. This will be corner kick Cleveland with 4:53 left. That goal would have been a big one had Hermes put it in. Given the Sockers a 2-goal lead, right now it's a 1-goal margin. 4-3 San Diego leading. The go-ahead goal by Crow. And now the corner kick Cleveland, near side to our right. Dargle over the ball. Watching him is V. Crow also out there with Fernandez, Ladouceur, and Schmetzer. Elias Zarita, number 17, just to the left of Dargle. Back to Zarita. The right foot shot blocked by Crow. Rebound back to Zarita. Makes a move. Goes around V into the corner, but Julie got a partial block. Now Brian Schmetzer steps up, trying to work it up the field for Kevin Crow. He'll relay it, but Brian Bliss gets back for Cleveland. Good hustle by the youngsters, and that's what you get when you've got a team like Cleveland. Average age 24, lots of hustle. Ball played upfield and takes a bounce off the carpet. Out of play, and it'll be San Diego on the restart with 4:34 left. Talk about a young team. The Sockers aren't ancient by any stretch of the imagination either. Ketter, only 23. Dougherty, 21. Hermes, 26. Ruotolo, 22. And on and on. That doesn't even include the injured. Quinn, Carriage, Perez, Katakalitis all out of this game. Here's Segota with 2 goals tonight along the near wall. And he really made a great pass to set up the Crow goal. Won't get an assist, though. MISL only gives 1 assist per goal. Here's Ladouceur wide to the right. He has a goal tonight. Back to the right point in the attacking zone. Schmetzer chips one into the corner. Julie V tries to play the hop, but it takes that bad hop for him. Then he's shoved by Andy Schmetzer, and that's the foul. Cleveland, their second. Free kick Sockers now deep in forced territory. Cleveland plays in LA tomorrow night. Then they go up to Tacoma. Talk about a rough West Coast swing with all your offense back home in Ohio. Here's V, 25 feet from the goal. Out to Crow. Cranks the right footer. Look out, people in the second deck. Kevin skies this one. That'll be goal kick Cleveland. We'll break with 4:13 left in regulation. San Diego 4, Cleveland 3, here on 69 Extra Goal.
After the game tonight, reclaim your prize compliments of the Auto Trader business card drawing winner, John Reza.
San Diego ball at center. Bronco Segota trying to get past Desmond Armstrong. It's cleared back to the goalkeeper Andy Schmetzer, and Timo Liakoski, head coach of the Cleveland Force, wants his timeout right now with 3:47 to go. So we have another timeout on the field and a 6th attacker coming in for Cleveland. We will take a short break. 4-3 San Diego leading. Back after this.
And also listen to the MISL report on your way home. Randy Hahn's special guest tonight will be Ron Fowler, chairman of the board of the San Diego Sockers. And after the Arena Club, stop by the Acapulco Mexican restaurant and cantina at Old Town. You'll be able to meet the Sockers' Juan Hermes, Paul Dougherty, Brian Schmetzer, and Ron Newman.
So a timeout on the field right now as the Cleveland Force try and sort out who will play the extra attacker for them. Walter Schmetzer's been in the goal since early in the game when Victor Noguera, the starting goalkeeper for the Force, went down with a ruptured Achilles tendon. They may be operating on him now. We're not sure. They said they would operate as soon as possible. That's not the kind of thing that you can walk around on. You want to get it handled right away. They may, in fact, fly him back to Cleveland and do the surgery there. Well, Schmetzer's going to stay in, and he will be the 6th attacker. So Walter Schmetzer's your 6th attacker here He's played goal virtually all night for Cleveland. Cleveland needs a goal to tie. They have 3:47 to try and do that. They did score a sixth attacker goal in Cleveland to tie that game 5-5 before the Sockers won it in OT on the Ketter goal. In fact, Ketter has 2 game-winning goals this year against Cleveland, and we have not seen Ketter tonight. He has been dressed but not playing, and he came in a little banged up and has not seen much action at all this evening. So now the Cleveland net to our left is empty as they go with the extra attacker, Gino DeFlorio, playing it back for Schmetzer. The word on Ketter was a right heel bruise. It was listed as probable, so I'm surprised we haven't seen him tonight. Schmetzer to center, ahead for his brother. Here's Andy Schmetzer, left wing side, Armstrong settling it there. Gino DeFlorio steps up to it. 3:12 to go. Here's Desmond Armstrong to his right. This is Walter Schmetzer, trying to go by Segota, does. Plays it in for Andy. He tees it up, doesn't shoot. Stolmeyer will, right on target. Gorsick a save, big rebound. Comes out to Armstrong. Here's Stolmeyer again, another drive. Gorsick another save, and it cleared back to him by McAllis. Fires it up for Segota at center. Bronco against Armstrong. Shoots off the post, and the big rebound comes out to DeFlorio. Segota still up there pressuring against John Stolmeyer, who will clear it back now for Walter Schmetzer. 2:40 to go. Both teams on 2 fouls, nobody in trouble that way. Here's Schmetzer jogging to center. Stolmeyer, who has really the only lethal shot out there right now, got 2 opportunities. Gorsick made 2 big saves. Schmetzer to his left for Desmond Armstrong with 2:20 to go. Back to Schmetzer at center. Plays it short to Armstrong again, and it's kicked up by Clavillo. And Schmetzer will have to chase it down with 2:10 left. Segota stays out with Ladouceur, Clavillo, McAllis, and Crow. Here's Stolmeyer on the right wing side. Into DeFlorio, has to back up to his own red line, plays it on to Schmetzer. McAllis up to forecheck. Stolmeyer plays it back again for Schmetzer. Now the Force having trouble getting it up to the San Diego red line. Now Schmetzer will chip it in up the right side. Elias Sarita goes to the near boards with Clavillo. Bangs it back out for Stolmeyer. It hits the referee. McAllis will chip it to center for Segota. Bronco double teamed there. Tried to play a heel pass. In fact, got it back himself. Comes down the right side with Ladouceur. Cuts it to the inside. Tripped up, foul, Cleveland, and it didn't look like a foul from here. Bronco went down through the foul as he was trying to get between players. And a free kick San Diego as Schmetzer will have to back up into the net again. Ladouceur over the ball with 1:31 left. Plays it across for McAllis. Gus back out to Segota in the high slot. Bronco, a right foot drive. Thought he'd test the goalkeeper. He did, but Walter Schmetzer makes the save. Now he walks it upfield to Stolmeyer with 1:15 left. Time running out on the Cleveland Force. They've lost 5 in a row coming into this game. That ties the longest losing streak under the direction of Timo Liakoski, their head coach. Here's a giveaway at the red line, but they get it back as Armstrong lost it. Now Stolmeyer with the big shot. He doesn't use it. Force it to Schmetzer. In the corner, Zarita, drive right on target, and Gorsick's got the save. Sends it upfield for Segota. Bronco with Clavillo. Segota has a look. The pass knocked away by Armstrong. Clavillo will get to the rebound anyway. 48 seconds left now. Fernando double teamed. It's scooped high in the air. DeFlorio will head it down to the goalkeeper. Schmetzer rolls it ahead. Last chance time here for the Cleveland Force. Stay tuned for our talk show coming up after the game. First, the player of the game. Here's Schmetzer clearing it up to center. Long pass into the corner. Zarita is there, has a chance. Turns, fans on the shot. V will get the rebound and play it up to Brian Schmetzer. That ought to do it as he clears it to center. McAllis has 3 men with him, goes around the goalkeeper, and they'll get an empty net goal. Segota to V, and Julie will hammer it home. That one would have rolled in untouched, but there was a man coming on DeLuca, so Julie hammered it home. Give the goal to Julie V into the empty net. The Sockers will win this now with 14 seconds left. An empty netter for Julie, his 9th of the year from Segota. 14:46 time of the goal. 5-3 San Diego, that's going to do it. As Cleveland from the kickoff come downfield, Zarita will get it into the penalty area and a near scoring chance right there. But not enough time left in this one as Gorsick picks it up, fires it downfield. 2 seconds left. Segota against Schmetzer, and the game is over. Time runs out on the Cleveland Force. A brave effort by Walter Schmetzer, who was forced into a goalkeeping role probably for the first time in his MISL career. Final score, San Diego 5 and Cleveland 3. Stay tuned for our post-game show and the talk show, all still to come here on 69 Extra Gold.
Sockers will return home to the sports arena.